Hey friend, welcome. If you've been wondering why things feel so strange lately, why you feel both calm and stirred, steady yet restless, you're not alone. That's not confusion. That's activation. You're sensing something because something is happening. That edge you feel like you're standing on. The stillness before movement. It's not because you've missed something. It's because what's coming isn't something you just step into. It's something God ignites. You weren't made to just be seen. You were made to be used, but not the way the world uses people. The world drains, exploits, burns out. Heaven doesn't do that. Heaven deploys. Like an instrument, tuned, refined, and reserved for something sacred. This next phase of your life isn't for decoration. It's not about applause, it's about assignment. You didn't walk through the fire just to shine under soft lighting. You weren't shaped for the stage, you were forged like a sword, meant to cut through noise, not entertain it. You're not here to follow. You're not here to prove anything, you're a vessel, meant to pour out what's been poured into you. There were seasons that didn't make sense, delays that made you feel invisible, moments where your gift felt wasted. And maybe you've watched people with half the depth get handed the mic while you waited quietly in the wings. God wasn't holding you back, He was holding you for the right moment, because power without purpose is dangerous. And God wasn't going to give you a platform louder than your capacity to carry the weight that came with it. And now, that power, it's ready. You're like a key, and the lock you've been shaped for is about to appear. A moment is coming. A connection. A need that fits your spirit so perfectly, it'll feel like the universe has been holding its breath, waiting for you to step forward. And when it happens, it won't feel like pressure, it will feel like permission. This isn't the kind of use that drains you. This is the kind of use that awakens you. It'll feel like breathing underwater, and realizing you were always meant to live in the deep, like standing in fire and not being burned, because now, you are the fire, you've been in training. A quiet, holy kind of training. Not isolation, preparation, not punishment, positioning. While others were chasing instant influence, you were being wired to carry eternal weight. You were becoming, and for some of you, that ache you feel, that strange pull, that inner restlessness, it's not confusion. It's clarity in disguise. It's the final moment before activation. It's like the route is downloaded but the GPS hasn't said go yet. That's not a glitch. That's alignment, because when activation hits, it won't be subtle, it won't be tame, and it definitely won't be safe. This isn't about getting a bigger stage. It's about being placed in a moment where your obedience answers a need nobody else could. Your presence will speak before you open your mouth. You'll show up in rooms where you don't even know why you were invited, only to realize you were the reason for the room. This isn't about being busy. This is about being precise. Just like a power line hums before it lights up a city, your soul has been vibrating with something new. Something holy. The command has already been issued, heaven has already spoken, the signal is moving through your spirit even now. You are the door. God will use your yes to answer someone's prayer, your presence to break someone's despair, your voice to unlock someone else's purpose. That's why the resistance increased when you thought you'd finally found peace. That wasn't a setback, it was a test. You don't test a parachute in a closet, you test it at 15,000 feet, right before the jump, and that's where you are, right before the jump, right before the switch flips, right before the voice whispers, now. So if life feels shaky, uncertain, like something's off but you can't explain it, don't panic. This is the moment before the beginning, and it won't start with lights and noise. It won't begin with an announcement. Something deeper, in knowing, a holy realization that you just can't go back. Not because you're trying to be dramatic, but because the old life doesn't fit anymore. Even if you try to return, it wouldn't feel the same, because you've outgrown it. Your soul knows it, your body feels it before your mind catches up. It's like trying to wear shoes that are 2 sizes too small. At first, you think it's discomfort, but really, it's a sign that the path you've been walking has ended, and the one ahead. It's new. It's sacred. And it's yours. That's how activation begins, not with fanfare, but with a stirring, a pattern of coincidences that aren't coincidental, a random text from someone saying, I don't know why, but I felt like I should reach out. An opportunity that seems small but feels important, a passing conversation that awakens something deep you thought. That's assignment recognition. Heaven is starting to echo the truth that's been forming in you for a while now, and people, sometimes strangers, will begin to see in you what you've only just begun to believe about yourself. It's like walking through a field and realizing the wind is following you. These aren't just signs, they're confirmations. You're falling into rhythm with the life you were always meant to live, and the path. It's starting to make itself visible, in real time. You'll start doing things that surprise even you. You'll speak up where you used to shrink, you'll hold your ground where you used to second guess, and when you rest, you won't feel guilty. You'll know you're recharging something divine, because that's what this is. You are divine your worth. You're protecting your capacity. You're not being prideful when you say no, you're being precise. You're finally realizing that not everything that once defined you still deserves you. You're not bitter, you're just not small anymore. This isn't about ego. This is about expansion, and you've expanded beyond what used to contain you. You'll notice yourself letting go of things that once felt essential, not because they were bad, but because they were limited. You've outgrown the need for certain validations, certain relationships, certain titles. Because what's coming next doesn't need who you were, it needs who you are now. God isn't just increasing your visibility, He's increasing your voltage. You're starting to carry a different frequency, one that pierces without effort, one that calms without speaking, one that convicts just by showing up, and the most beautiful part, you're not even trying, you're just being, because when you're truly activated, you stop auditioning for roles you were never meant to play. But here's what might surprise you, the first places you're used may not look like anything special. It might not be a stage, a spotlight, or a grand moment. It might be a single conversation that shifts someone's entire life, a quiet yes that opens a door you didn't even know you were standing in front of, one comment, one text, one act of obedience. Don't underestimate those hidden moments. Moses didn't get activated in Pharaoh's palace, he was activated in the middle of nowhere, just him, a bush, and a whisper, and that whisper. It set history on fire. You might feel that too, like something inside you is catching fire, but it's not burning you, it's refining you, it's purifying what's always been there. In this process, but only the things that can't survive where you're headed. Some people won't understand the new peace you carry, some will mistake your glow for arrogance. That's okay, let them misunderstand. You weren't built to be understood by everyone, you were built to be used by the one, and when God decides it's time, when He chooses to deploy you, not even your own self-doubt can stop it. Because yes, the doubt will still come. You'll have moments where you think, is this really happening? Me? Now. But even in the doubt, something deeper will whisper, yes. This is it. You've walked through too many shadows to stay hidden now, you've stripped off too many old identities to go back to pretending, you've survived too many storms to keep questioning your strength. You're not being called out, you're being called up. This next chapter, it's not about performance, it's an underground, no applause. No audience, just silent, sacred power finally pushing through the dirt because it's time. And if your life feels like it's tightening, if your emotions are louder than usual, your spirit both calm and restless, don't panic, that's not chaos. That's alignment. The old world is squeezing you out, not because something's wrong, but because something new is being born. You're not breaking, you're being shaped. Don't rush this, don't sabotage it. You are being positioned with surgical precision, and when it finally clicks, when the moment arrives, it won't look how you thought it would, it won't be flashy, it'll be true. It'll feel like truth has finally found a body to walk in, your body. Your voice. Your story. This is your activation. You're not waiting anymore, you're not rehearsing, you're becoming. You'll look back at every heartbreak, every delay, every invisible season, and see it for what it was, not punishment. Not rejection, but preparation, because everything that broke you is shaping the weapon God is now ready to wield, and maybe you're not used to thinking of yourself that way, as a weapon, but let me say this clearly, you are not dangerous to people, you are dangerous to the dark. When you thought you were stepping into peace, because the enemy doesn't attack what isn't a threat, but you've become a problem, not because you're loud, but because you're aligned, not because you're famous, but because you're faithful, not because you've mastered everything, but because you've surrendered the right things. You are not the same person you were even a few months ago, and that shift. It's not a phase. It's not a mood, it's transformation, and it's irreversible. So now, as everything inside you shifts, as your spirit wakes up to something you can't quite name, remember this, it's not confusion, it's confirmation. The tug you feel? That's not anxiety. That's alignment, that strange mix of calm and urgency. That's what happens when destiny gets close. It doesn't scream. It hums, it doesn't knock. It moves through you, quietly but undeniably, and in this moment, you don't need to have all the answers, you just need chasing clarity. It's about choosing trust, because the path you're stepping onto isn't linear. It's layered, and some of the things that are about to open up for you, opportunities, conversations, moments of impact, won't be found through planning, they'll come through presence. You'll be in the right place at the right time because you'll be the right person at the right moment, not because you forced it, but because you became it. This is what activation looks like, not lights and music. Not applause and fame, but a soul that knows, this is what I was made for. You'll move different, you'll sense things before they happen, you'll speak with authority. Not because you're louder, but because you're rooted, and when you walk into rooms, something will shift, because you're not walking in alone, you're walking in carrying something, the presence. The power. The assignment, and you might not always be able to explain it, but you'll feel it, and more importantly, others will feel it too. They'll say things like, "There's something about you," or "I feel peace when you're around," or "You reminded me of something I forgot I needed." That's calling, because when heaven activates someone, the world recognizes it, even if it doesn't understand it. You're not stepping into this for status, you're stepping into it for service, and you won't need to promote yourself, you'll simply live in a way that creates space for others to rise, because that's what activated people do. They don't compete, they ignite. So don't be surprised if your life starts to simplify, don't be alarmed if your circle gets smaller, don't be discouraged if certain things fall away without your permission. It's all making room, because what you're stepping into is weighty, it's holy, and it requires space. Some people won't be able to come with you, not because they're bad, but because they're not built for the altitude you're climbing to, and that's okay. Grieve if you need to, let go if you must, but don't shrink to fit what you've already outgrown. You're not being prideful by moving forward, you're being the more you'll realize, you're not the same person who once needed permission to be powerful. You no longer need a sign to believe what's already stirring in your soul, because now you are the sign, you are the answer to someone's prayer, you are the evidence that healing is possible, you are the living reminder that grace rewrites stories. So when the moment comes, when you feel that quiet pull that says this is it, don't hesitate, you've been prepared for this. You don't need to rehearse anymore, you don't need to second guess, just step into that room, step into that role, step into that story that's been waiting for you to arrive. Because activation isn't just about movement, it's about permission to become, and you're already becoming, you've already crossed the threshold, even if you can't see the full picture yet, even if you don't feel ready, trust me, you are, you're more ready than you think. So as this chapter unfolds, stay rooted, stay obedient, stay open. Not every moment will be glamorous, not every assignment will be easy. But every step will be holy, even the hidden ones, even the quiet ones. Especially the ones that feel small, because those are the ones that often unlock the greatest impact. Remember, Moses started with a bush, David started with a slingshot, Esther started with a conversation. Jesus started with water and a whisper in your spirit that says, "This is not the end. This is the beginning." So don't wait for everything to make sense, just move with the momentum that's already inside you, because when God activates you, it doesn't look like you imagined, it looks like truth, finally walking around in human form. You are that truth. This is your time, this is your turn, this is your activation. So thank you for walking through this message with me. If something stirred in you, if something clicked, please like the video, share it with someone who might need it. And subscribe for more conversations like this. And when you're ready to keep going, choose the next video that calls to your spirit the most. It's waiting for you right there on the screen. I'll see you there. Stay bold, stay grounded, and keep becoming.